James, how are
Hello.
you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Good. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from my home in Toronto.
Beautiful Toronto. How is it today? I heard it was really hot yesterday.
Yeah, it's been nice, kind of warm weather. I don't know. I haven't really been outside today, honestly.
Oh, you're just hanging out inside?
I'm just in the basement, and it's very little light down here, so...
It sounds like you got a lot on the go right now.
Yeah, there's all kinds going on, like putting together a band for some live shows to do this record.
Mm-hmm.
Working on some Finger 11 stuff, working on some promo videos for this solo record, and we're just talking about some other things that we're thinking about filming over the next while.
I love the name of the new project.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of O's in it.
Exactly. I just get such a kick out of seeing it and saying it. Some people have asked, like, what's the deal behind it, and that's my first statement is always like, well, say it and look at it. It's just so fun.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
just lots of O's.
It's true. I mean, like, if you throw a weird kind of crazy name out there, you know, it instantly gets attention, so.
Yeah. I guess we would historically be very familiar with that, with the Rainbow Butt Monkeys being the first name of our first band.
And that's what I was thinking. Were you the guy who named that, or what?
Unfortunately, yeah, I was. Like,
unfortunately, yeah.
A buddy of mine in high school had coined the term referring to a mandrill ape, and when he said that, I wrote it down on my binder, and I remember, like, at the time, the band was, every time we played a show, we would pick a different name.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of a fun thing we were doing. We were just very non-committal, and then the Rainbow Butt Monkeys happened to be that name that we had on the day where it got a little more discovered than we had ever thought. And then it just kind of stuck, and we're like, oh, shit, this is our name.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of the name of Brett Fitz of Conline Crush fame.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Plays with, I'm trying to think of and I'm going to look it up here in a second, but they, before he was in Conline Crush, and of course now with Slash, he had a really dumb name for his band. I'm not saying Rainbow Butt Monkeys is dumb, but it was like...
Oh, are you meaning Age of Electric?
No, not Age of Electric. That's another guy. I'm trying to think of the name. It was something naked, but I'll look it up here.
Okay.
But while we're talking about Rainbow Butt Monkeys, we should mention the name of your new record, because I don't think we've mentioned it yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, the name of the record is Moon Boot Cocoon.
And say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, and then just spell it out and look at it and just marvel at how fun it is.
Exactly.
But initially, I came up with that idea because I was trying to think of I wanted a title for the record that was sort of like a place where these ideas would have come from, kind of thing. And so the moon obviously is featured a few times in the lyrics of some of the songs, and it just seemed like, no, I can't just call it Songs from the Moon or something. That just sounds like something somebody else would come up with. It's got to be a little further. So
yeah,
I was looking around online one day. I was I can't remember what the hell I was looking up, something, and there was an article about the Apollo 11 lunar mission, which was incidentally 2 days ago. It was the 45-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
They had gone to the moon and taken rock samples, and because of the weight of the rock samples, they had to leave some stuff behind, and they left behind their boots.
Oh, cool. That's deep, James, I won't lie. I'm a little bit freaked out at this point. James Black, Finger 11, and putting out a solo record. By the way, that name was Shake Naked.
Oh, okay.
So could you imagine a Rainbow Butt Monkeys and Shake Naked world tour?
I wonder if we ever did actually play together.
You might have. I mean, it would have been probably early 90s.
Yeah, that's about the right time.
Yeah, and all you Canadian guys know each other, too.
I saw somewhere recently there was like a top 10 worst band names of all time, and we had made the list with the Rainbow Butt Monkeys.
You made the list?
Yeah, we were on the list of top 10. And then I started to think, what's better on that list, to be number 1 or to be number 10? Like, do you want to be the worst or do you want to just be the bottom of the list of the worst? And I came to the conclusion, if you're gonna be the worst, you might as well aim for number one.
I think so too.
I mean, I think we were somewhere a 7, somewhere in the early late numbers.
Do you remember who won? Was there any like really famous bands on there?
I cannot remember now who won the whole thing. No, I was just so enamored with the fact that after so many years, that name is still around and just being stirred up every once in a while.
Well, we play Circles here on the Goat.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We still play it.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice. I think when I listen back, I think I resonate with the music, and I still have such pride in the music far more than the name. And I think at some point we kind of distanced ourselves from all of it, but it was mostly just the name that we were trying to step away from. And the music, when I hear some of it, it's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what we were trying to do, and it sounds a lot like what we were trying to do.
Well, I remember that single from the 90s just being a big guy on listening to radio and stuff, and then, you know, when Finger 11 came out, you guys had this really loud crunch type of sound, and it was kind of hard to believe that was the Rainbow Bump Monkeys.
Yeah, I think we kind of did this big elliptical course with our band where we started there, and we got sort of I don't know what that word is when you do it in your adolescence, when it's like you versus the world and everything is so dramatic and dark and everything. And so our band did that, and we got so I don't know, ultra dramatic. And then all of a sudden, as we passed that, we came back around to having like the song Paralyzers sort of has a sound that is akin to the early Butt Monkey stuff. Any of the other stuff, it just kind of like, through no real thinking about it, just it was always there in our blood.
If the solo record and Finger 11 wasn't enough, I hear you've been working with Head of the Herd.
Yeah, me and Rick, who is also in Finger 11, produced a couple tracks for that record, 3 tracks in total, and they were just this kind of young band that had a little bit of something of a spark to it that we could see right away, and instantly we're like, okay, yeah, we're looking for something to work on and spread our wings outside of our own sphere, and it has to be something that's worth getting in a room with and that has something about it. And we saw them, and just in seeing them play and meeting them, it was like, okay, yeah. Newman in particular is just a very talented guy, and they're the 2 guys that are essentially Head of the Herd are just very open-minded and hardworking, and it just seemed like, okay, yes, we have something that we can bring to this equation, and these guys are willing to put in the work and the energy and the creativity that it takes.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, those guys were in here like 2 months ago, and great guys and very talented. So.
Yeah, it's cool to see it happen. Like, to go from what you think it's got a shot at resonating with people, and you just sort of jump in there, and then to see that after them making the record, yeah, people heard it and they dug it. It's like, yeah, okay, this is really cool.
James Black of Finger 11 joins us. So, James, I'm going to let you go here. I've been taking a lot of your time.
That's okay.
Finger 11, where are we at as far as new music from the guys?
We're just on the doorstep of making a record. We have had some sort of official stuff to deal with. Our label kind of juggled us around, so we're on a different label now. We've had a lineup change and just stuff that we got to iron out, but the songs are there. I think the songs we've written in the last 6 months are probably even the best of the whole batch since we came off the road from the last record. So it's there. It's good. It's a lot of guitar. It's got a nice kind of like it kind of even referring back to that elliptical course that we're on. Like it's kind of dipping back into maybe a little more of a darker tone. And so I don't know. We'll see how it all turns out in the end. But yeah, there's a lot of songs to choose from, and we're just about ready to get in there and just nail it, and then hit the road.
As far as Moon Boot Cocoon, where can people find more information on that or hear the tunes?
Well, there's the album is out on iTunes and Amazon in the digital form.
Okay.
You can follow me on Facebook. I'm on Twitter at Yojimbo Black. And jamesblack.ca
Okay.
is a website that's just got tons of cool stuff to look at, and it actually has a link to a Pledge Music campaign that I'm just getting started, where I'm trying to make this record on vinyl. So instead of it just being ones and zeros and ones out there in cyberspace somewhere, we can actually physically make it on vinyl and have the artwork be nice and big and colorful. And so that's what I would encourage people to go check out and try to help me get to the finish line with that, because I think the record itself will lend itself to that nice, warm vinyl sound, because I think there's a bit of modern meets kind of old school in the sounds of the songs. So.
Cool.
And yeah, like I say, I just love the idea of seeing it in a bigger format than just a tiny little picture on a screen.
Awesome. James Black from Figure 11 and of James Black, Moon Boot Cocoon joins us. I still love that name.
Yeah. So yeah, please check it out. I couldn't be prouder of the music on it, and I think it's I don't know, I think it's unique and interesting.